Sometimes age does not look like a number in a passport, but as a state of the body and habits. One person in their 70s may move hard and get tired of ordinary activities, while another may look and feel much younger than his years. This man's name is Antonio Nunes. He is one step away from his 70-year birthday, but in appearance and energy, he can safely be given 30 years less. He doesn't look like a man who is aging on schedule. And the most interesting thing is that it's not about luck or genetics, but about his lifestyle and daily habits. Watch this video to the end, and you will find out exactly what he does to keep this shape and energy. Let's look at his simple but powerful habits that really affect the age of the body. So, let's get started.
The first thing Antonio does is train regularly. No complicated schemes, no fancy programs, and no attempts to complicate the process. He doesn't have a race for a quick result or perfect form by summer. He just does basic strength work with dumbbells and keeps it steady for years. The main principle here is regularity. Not the intensity once a month, but steady training as a part of life. He does not look for ideal conditions, does not postpone for tomorrow, and does not take long pauses. This is what gives the effect, which from the outside looks like a dramatic rejuvenation. This approach works because the body responds not to rare efforts, but to a constant signal. You need to be in shape. When this signal is sent regularly, the body adapts. It becomes stronger, more resilient, and more resistant to age-related changes. Antonio does not train for the sake of an external effect or a short-term result. His goal is a body that works stably and does not fail in everyday life. It is this consistency that makes its shape stable over the years. Antonio pays special attention to working with dumbbells on his arms and body. These are simple but very effective exercises that he does regularly without unnecessary complexity and overload. His goal is not to set records in the gym, but to have a strong, manageable body that does not fail in everyday life. His body is the basis of his entire physical form. It is responsible for balance, stability, and protection from injury. When the muscles of the body are weak, this immediately affects the whole body. Stiffness appears, the back gets tired faster, and movements become less confident. But when the body is strong, the body works as a single system. The person moves easier, more stable, and without unnecessary stress. That's why Antonio doesn't miss this part of training. He understands that if the base is strong, everything else, strength, endurance, and general shape, is tightened automatically. The next important factor is his environment. Antonio does not live in isolation and remains in constant contact with people. He communicates, trains with others, and spends time in an active environment, and this greatly affects his condition. When you're around active people, you start moving more yourself. You adopt their rhythm, habits, and attitude to life. If there is development and movement around, you also do not fall out of the process. But the passive environment works the other way around. Complaints, age attitudes, decreased activity. Antonio makes the opposite choice and stays in an environment where movement is the norm. This gives him extra energy and maintains a high level of activity. Now the power supply. And here again, there are no extremes. He does not go on strict diets, does not limit himself to exhaustion. His approach is simple. Food should help the body, not interfere. He gets enough protein to maintain his muscles. It adds fats for the normal functioning of the body, uses carbohydrates as an energy source rather than avoiding them. He doesn't overeat, but he doesn't starve either. His nutrition is a balance that he can keep constantly. And another important point is that he doesn't eat according to his mood. He doesn't use food as a way to deal with stress or boredom. It's fuel, not solace. Due to this, his body works stably, without sudden energy surges and constant fatigue. Many people do the opposite. First they limit themselves, then they break down, then they start again. As a result, the body is constantly on edge. Antonio doesn't have that. He has a system that doesn't break down after a week. But the most important thing is his mindset. Antonio does not perceive himself as a person who it's time to slow down. He doesn't have this setup. He doesn't say to himself, I'm not the same anymore, or I don't need this. He just continues to live actively. Psychological youth is not about beautiful words. It's about what decisions you make every day. If you reduce the demands on yourself, the body quickly adjusts to this. If you keep the level, it tries to match. Antonio does not wait for energy or desire to appear. He creates them through actions. He goes to a workout, and in the process, energy appears. He communicates, and his mood improves. He moves and feels alive. Most people do the opposite. They're waiting for the right moment, but he rarely comes, and in the end, nothing changes. If you look at his approach as a whole, it's very simple. Regular workouts without long breaks. Focus on basic strength, an active environment, balanced nutrition, and a mindset that makes no concessions to age. It's not a secret. It's not something inaccessible, but it requires action. And that's where the most important thing begins. All this can be understood, we can agree, but if you don't start applying it in life, nothing will change. Look at yourself honestly. Where did you start choosing the easy way? Where did you stop trying? Where did you decide that it's okay? Aging is not just a number. It's an accumulation of habits. This is what you do every day. Antonio does the opposite. He takes a step towards strength, movement, and activity every day. Sometimes it's small, but it does. And this is what eventually gives a result that seems impossible. And the main conclusion here is simple. Youth is not an accident. This is the result of a lifestyle. If you support your body, move, take care of yourself, and don't lower the bar, you keep in shape. If not, you lose it. Antonio is not trying to look younger. He just doesn't live like a man who's getting old. And that's why it looks different. And now, it all comes down to one question. What choice will you make every day? Friends, what do you think about this man? Write your opinion in the comments. If this video was useful to you, then please like it and share the link with those who might find it particularly useful. We also recommend watching this video, which has now appeared on your screen.